when you're searching for an image that you want to print out, and again, this is just for a client. This is just in-house. This is not something you do for a competition, because what we're doing is we're just basically stealing some things offline just to use in-house. But you'd never want to do this to pass it off as your own work. So say I'm looking for Winter Workshop. I go to Tools, under Images, and I go Size, and you want large, because we don't want to waste our time trying to get pictures that are small. Okay, so then I would go to the image. This one says the pixel dimensions are over 3,000. So then I would control click or right click, and I'd say Open Image in New Tab. When you open it in the new tab, you should get a much larger image. Okay, if you don't, then you're going to have to find another image. Now the image that I found was this Lego Winter Village. Again, this is pretty large. So what I did was I downloaded this. Make sure that when you download it, you give it a good name. So I've already done this. I'm going to go into Photoshop now. Oh, there they are. So now I'm going to go into Photoshop. I'm going to start this from scratch. I'm going to go File, Open. Command-O was the shortcut. I had already made a folder for Winter Workshop, so I know where my file is, and I'm going to open that. Actually, this one I need to, I'm sorry guys, I need to save this as a separate thing. I'm going to call this Done, and I'm going to save it. All right. So I need to open up my original file. All right, this file is not the right size, you guys. I'm going to click on Image, Image Size, and see the size of this. It says the width is 48, the height is 40, and the resolution 72. I told you guys in the instructions that we want this to be 3 foot by 4 foot, so 36 by 48. So I need to change the size of this. The shortcut for this, you guys, is the crop tool. Okay, your crop tool might be in a different area depending on your version. I'm going to clear this. I want to show you guys how to do this. So we're going to go back to scratch. I'm going to click my crop tool. I'm going to choose width, height, and resolution from this menu here. I'm going to put my width as 36 IN. We don't want 36 pixels, you guys. The height is 48 IN. Can you guys see that little screen that's down here now? So you can see that I need to crop out this image a little bit. Let me pick this up a little bit. And I need to crop out just the area that I want. So I want basically this area. If I hit return, it's going to automatically crop it and resize it. I'm going to go back to image size just so you guys can see. Now you guys can see that the width is 36, the height is 48. I'm not 100% worried about the resolution, you guys. All right? Some of these are going to look better than others, and that's okay. All right, the next step is I'm going to unlock this layer. This is my, can you guys please keep it down back there? Thank you. I'm going to drag my layer to the new layer icon. That gives me 2 identical layers. On my top layer, I'm going to go to Image, Adjustments, Black and White. This is the best way to make your grayscale image. The default, everything looks kind of bland, but you can go with blue filter. See what that does to my image? Green filter. Neutral density is usually a really good one, and maximum white. Okay, so I'm going to go to maximum white for this one because I still want some good contrast. The next thing I'm going to do here is I'm going to go back to my original layer, and I want to highlight the things that are red. This is one way of selecting things. So if I want the things that are red, this is pretty self-explanatory. I go to Select, Color Range, just like you guys did the green screen. I'm going to select the things that are red. Shift-click to select more things. Might want to change my fuzziness a little bit. You know, maybe need to select a little bit more red. And I'm going to say OK. Now that I have that selection, I'm going to go to the top layer, and this is important. Make sure you're on the top layer. I'm going to do a channel mask. All right. I did this backwards, you guys. This does have the red selection, but I don't have the proper mask on it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to invert this selection, because I think it selected everything but. There we go. Does that look cool? Yeah. All right. So again, what they want us to do in culinary is to have red accents. Now I notice there's one area here that is not too pretty. See the area around the cat? So what I want to do is I'm going to clean that up. So I'm going to click on my mask layer right here. And if I paint with white, my brush is a little bit too big. If I paint with white, I can clean up this mask area. Okay, see that? So what I want to do is that whole area I want to be paper. And what I mean by paper is that's the layer that's on top. Okay? Because we didn't want to show that that bench was reddish. See that? One more thing I want to show you. What if I want this snowboard to be red? You'll know that it's blue. See that? So what I can do is I can go and click on my image, so not the mask. I can use the quick select tool to select certain areas. You can see it selected a little bit too much. I can option click to remove part of that selection. Now after you have your selection that you want, for instance this snowboard, you know, if I click below you can see that it's blue. So we don't want to just reveal it. What we want to do is colorize it. So I'm going to go to a thing called hue saturation. So image, adjustments, hue saturation. Command use the shortcut. What we want to do with that selected is I'm going to hit the colorize button. I'm going to bring the saturation up a bit so you can see what's going on. And with that saturation up, I could theoretically put it any color I want. In this case, we just want it red, so we're saying OK. I can do Command D to deselect that, and now we're ready to print. Okay, before we print, so I'm going to hit the print key. This is our printer setup. We want to choose Daenerys. We want to go to our print settings. We're going to choose paper size, Arch E, not cut sheet. So what we want is just the middle one, which is 36 by 48. Then we want to go to main and make sure that it's on plain paper. That's fine. Then we're going to go to page setup, and we're just going to say roll paper automatic. We're just going to let this choose the correct paper. If we have problems, we might have to say that we want it on the bottom roll, which is 36. So if we get into problems, we can use this setup. So I'm going to hit save, and then I'm going to hit print. All right, thanks. We're all done.